Just to remember.
I stopped watching it.
I couldn't even watch the main one.
I I
All right, we are here with the live one. I only listen to 90s music. We got a special guest in the house, my compadre, Matt.
Hey.
What's going on, brother?
When I heard what was happening, I had to take some executive privilege and say I had to hop on for this one because I got some things that I needs to address in this house.
Matt just always want to be on the show. Let's just put that out there. Like that's all.
And he waited till on the Summer Jam screen. Like, hold
right.
on, y'all going live?
You always want to see what we doing, so that's why this is happening.
He's on lurker. There it is.
Right.
So, Stacy, how you been doing?
I'm exhausted. I just got back in from Atlanta, and probably got back home like midnight last night, and then had to get up for work this morning. So I'm exhausted, and because I'm realizing that I'm old. It's just the simplest thing. Just wear you out. But
it's a blessing to reach, though.
Man.
Yeah, them 40s are different.
Totally different. I got off the plane last Wednesday, and my feet were swollen.
See, I do you.
I'm saying, got feet swollen. I had to go to Walgreens buy some compression socks. And they were the long white ones that go up to your knee.
Oh, yeah.
And then last night, come to find out, TSA or pre-check in Atlanta closes at 9. So I got there at 9 o'clock in 2 seconds, and they were like, nah, can't do it. You got to go through regular with the peasants. And I did that, but I got these compression socks on. So I'm going through TSA with these long white. It was me and an old lady in a wheelchair. We had on the same compression socks. That's my life right now.
You was looking like you was getting ready to play an old school baseball game.
Listen, that's it. That's my life.
Church mother.
Facts. Absolutely.
God, how you been doing, my brother?
Man, chilling, man. Trying to enjoy this summer. Yeah. Taking my son to just different places, man. Just saving on gas. Just trying to pick and choose where I want to take him. Be like, is this trip gonna be worth it? Is he gonna enjoy this place?
Oh man, so let's jump right into it. Versus, we're gonna talk about more what the issues are with it. But let's talk about the one at hand. The Wish. Our man Ray J. Matt, you are our guest. We will let you go out the window first.
You can have the floor.
Yes, you have it. I'm gonna highlight you so you can have your own time.
I know that Ray J has a unique place in the culture. Let's just call it that, a unique place in the culture. But man, he got drugged down, man. It was tough. See, I'm gonna go on the record here up front and say I didn't watch a second of it, but I did sure as hell, and I still am enjoying watching the reactions from it. Sometimes some things, the clips make it better. And watching this thing in doses and some of the people that they started mentioning that was being a part of it, I was like, oh, I got to go really check this out. So, I mean, I saw Ray J up there. I saw when that voice came and that voice left. And my favorite part about it was when he looked for it. Like he looked out in the distance like it had come in and like it had left, like he had just saw it. But it wasn't never really there in the first place. Then it ends up with him getting roasted by his sister in public. Man, it was tough, man. It was fantastic. It was everything that I didn't think that the Nelly and Ludacris versus was going to be, but it actually ended up being what I thought it was going to be in real time. It was wonderful.
Stacy, what you got?
It was a bunch of what's the word I'm looking for? Fuckery. That's what it was. First off, just turning it on and I see D-Ray's braids. That already upset me. So I knew that things were going to go downhill from there. But it's just, I couldn't understand all the sneak diss. It wasn't even sneak diss and like the direct disses to each other on stage. And it's like, y'all don't have 20 hits between all of you. So like, chill out. Like, why are you like, oh, I had a #1 song. What year was that? So it's a whole, I don't understand it. I didn't get it. And I don't, and I think, and Sammy looks homeless. And we'll talk about that later. No, there were no notes that were safely hit. They missed all of them. The notes were safe that night. All of it.
So Scott, let's go with you, my man.
Man, I feel like they could have had that at the Ambassador. Sammy looked like Pastor Troy. And we knew Ray J couldn't sing, but I'm just happy he kept apologizing to Brandy. Like, I'm so sorry, sis. I'm sorry I couldn't hit that range, and then blame it on his son, even though he fucked up the note before he even grabbed his son. But overall, it was an entertaining night, but I didn't watch the main event. I just watched like clips of it.
You missed something, because when Omarion came out and started dancing with backup dancers, and I said, well, this is going to be a show. But I also stopped watching because I needed to take a nap. But it was, I just kind of like, you get to that point, you're like, I'm not going to watch this shit.
So,
like, it took too long to get there. I feel sorry for people that watched it live.
I just got to say, I don't think I've seen very many TV shows of any type where more people caught strays during and after it than that. Ray J's kid caught a stray, like he picked it up to catch the stray. Like that was wild. That was incredibly OC to do that, man. To blame it, like somebody needs to show him that one day and be like, hey man, look what your pops did to you. You know, Brandy came out and hit him with a stray. So like, how you catching like multiples there in one thing. Everybody that came out, including Cassie wasn't even there. All of B2K caught a hit job at the end of it. Like, this was, I didn't care about listening to the music because it was like the low key, it was the Side Chick Suite happy hour fest music festival with the people that they chose. So I'm like, I'm out on that from the very beginning. It was like 107 in Park, and I'm cool on that. Like, I passed on a lot of that.
It wasn't our era. It was kind of like that era under us. Like if we had little brothers or sisters, you know.
Right, yeah, your little sister and little brother, that's who they were listening to. But yeah, you mentioned that B2K took a stray, and then I say the shots were fired, and J Boog went and popped the trunk and came back to the club. Because if anyone has had time, or just you got to, I'll say you need some time on your hands. Maybe when you're in the bathroom, whatever. Read what J Boog said to Omarion. Yeah, and you can tell that he like, I've never heard J Boog say anything about anything ever. And I feel like he just said, you know what? It's time somebody said something. I'm fed up, and just got to typing with his thumbs. And it just went on and on and on. But
you know, Stacey, but you know that now that you say it, J Boog was the one that was looking out for Lil Saint in the movie. So I think he was tweeting for Lil Saint, man.
That's what I'm saying. And the problem is that Omarion didn't do it for Lil Saint. If he'd have got up there and did it for Lil Saint, I think things would have been a little different.
Shout out to the listener.
I wake up every morning and I decide to do it for Lil Saint.
Shout out to the listener. Just hit us up. Said J Boog emptied his clip.
Yeah,
he did. He did. He went to the trunk. He said, "All right, watch this. I'll be right back."
See, and here's my thing. Look at the things that you did not think that you were going to be saying at 40 years old. And J Boog emptied the clip. Come on, man. What are we doing here? What's really happened in this world in the last week? Hey, on the low, this has been one of the wildest weeks in pop culture in a long time. And for this just to be one of the things that kind of like the undercard, this has been insane. It's been insane. And we haven't even dived all the way into all of the residuals that came out on the other side of this. Like RSVP, apparently.
We were talking about in the group text about Ray J and Bobby B. Those Negroes are 40-something years old.
Correct.
They had no business being in a versus with those gentlemen
Nope.
But they can't compete with the guys that were when everybody was at their height and where they were. They couldn't go against a Carl Thomas, a Donnell Jones, a Joe, everybody that was contemporaries with them to a certain extent. So they had to go down and do the midget league.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who was the main players though? Like as far as like the best groups or the main guys at this time.
When that's when groups were big.
Like
You talking about
Jagged Edge,
112,
maybe
Jagged
112.
I said Jagged Edge 112 era, so during that time, and they were the solo guys, which is fine. But like even when
Bobby Valentino went solo at first, where everybody knows.
Yeah, right, he did. So when Bobby Valentino, when he did Blackberry Molasses, kind of like the crowd's reaction let me know we're in the wrong place.
Yeah, they too young. They weren't born yet.
Right, they weren't born yet. So the thing is, Sammy comes out with this fast-paced song, and then he does Blackberry Molasses. Now, while I'm sitting over here waving side to side, it's everybody else is like, I mean, I guess I kind of know this song. Or what did Sammy tell him? He's like, nobody outside of Atlanta knew that song. That's not true. No. But you can't do that.
I think like nobody 30 and under didn't know that song.
Like you can't put a old Bobby Brown song against some Chris Brown. Like it's just different.
So my thing is, I was watching that. I was wondering, like, who else is supposed to be here? Like, who else is trying out for JV in this particular verses? And I was like,
did y'all hear what he said? Who else is trying out for JV?
I was like, we're clearly not going for varsity. They don't.
I hate it here.
The jerseys don't even fit. But the thing I'm sitting there looking at is, I'm like, where's Lloyd at?
Oh, somebody just said Lloyd.
Somebody, hold on. I'm going to put up a comment.
They said Lloyd.
Shout out to my sister-in-law, Amanda, who is showing you love, Stacy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put in Lloyd. Somebody just commented, Lloyd, what happened to Lloyd?
I mean, where was he at? Like, that was one of them. See, and here's the thing I'm most worried about with this, is that right on the heels of this, I see Joel Santana call out Memphis Bleak. And I'm like, nah, man. See, I know what's about to happen now. We're gonna have like Dragon and Tony Yayo, and it's gonna be like all sorts of
Cuckoo Cal versus Joe Budden.
Yeah,
man. Wonders.
and like here's the big thing about it. Like my whole thing is I've been telling Daryl this for a month now because I've been upset. I've been pissed off. I've been upset about how this is going. I said, hey man, it's time to ban verses for something go wrong. I don't want no more verses. And here's why. Because when verses started, man, these were stadium shows. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I got this guy going against this guy. And we got amazing matchups of people I never even would have thought. I'm talking about people with hits for 2 decades. Man, now I got Sammy involved. I got people checking for where Lloyd gonna be at. I'm like, this is it. This has ended any chance of anybody legitimate ever coming and doing this again. There's been no situation in life where Jay-Z or Kanye West, anybody like that, has come after Bobby Valentino. That's just not the natural order of things, and it ain't gonna work out that way. So now what we are is now we stuck with the JV team for everything forever, and I hate it because we clipped it too early, man. And I hate what that happened now. Now I'm stuck with this. Now we all stuck with gum on our shoe now, and that shit annoying as hell.
All right.
Somebody just said that we got a comment that's about to come through in a second about that this was the G League of verses.
Yes. All 10-day contracts.
Oh, it says craziest thing. Lloyd, Sammy, and Bobby B did a show together a few nights after.
Who was there? Who was there for that?
The G League of verses.
See, man, that hurts me, man. That hurts me. Do you remember what verses was when we were shut in? When you had stuff like RZA digging into the crates, you had DMX and Snoop out there.
2 Chainz with Ross. That was a decent one.
Yeah. When did we lose it? Because I mean, we started seeing some quality changes, but when did we really lose what versus was about?
See, Stacey, I'm glad you said that because I hadn't thought about this, and I realized
that's a great question.
This is when I realized that Cats was about to get out of pocket with it. It was when Teddy Riley had that 15-piece band.
No.
Very early on.
No, Matt. I'm going to disagree with you on that, Matt. That was actually what took versus the one do it live. He actually was an innovator on the low.
No, it was the wrong kind of innovation, though. It was the wrong kind of innovation, though. It's like when John Morant started doing that dance that was for touchdowns in the middle of basketball games. Some things don't need to exist in some places. And Teddy Riley did too much, and then we couldn't get that verses off. We had to watch Babyface ask him, Teddy, can you hear me? For 45 minutes. That's when it went wrong.
That was involved in both of those matches was very, very funny.
I think one of them, I think the 3-6 Mafia Bone was the beginning because of that crowd support. And then the 8-Ball MJG we talked about last episode, but like how that crowd was like super lame for all that classic music. And then if you go back even more, kinda Bow Wow Soulja Boy.
Well, if anybody,
that was a year ago.
But because you just gotta have legends up there. Like, I'm not saying it, I guess legends figured. I just want you to be in the game for and have like classic music. Oh, you know what? Let me switch that out because I thought about this. I think you can only be young if you're a rapper. If you're R&B, you need to have like hits.
Yeah.
If you rap, maybe it's easier to be a legacy artist as a rapper. But as an R&B artist, all them cats, none of them were classic artists. No disrespect to Mario because he did a great job, from the little bit I watched fast forwarding. But he did his thing. But I think if an R&B artist, you got to be like legacy doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there needs to be, how you got to be tall enough to get on some rides? Like you got to have a certain amount of hits to do a versus.
You do. Yeah, you're supposed to. So the fact that they had to have a whole lineup, a whole undercard and all of this
tag team matchups,
like tag team matchups and stuff like that, that's because y'all didn't have enough hits on your own. So you had to become this super group of people to try to do stuff. And
like our comment we just got right here is like Usher. Listen. They should have had everybody that was on that versus go against Usher as a collective. Like all four of them went against Usher.
Like
Usher would have won.
Or Chris Brown.
Usher would have won. Usher or Chris Brown would have won.
Yeah.
But I can't get like a Usher versus Chris Brown versus now because none of them is coming after them cats. At least not in a performance. Probably in real life has happened, but not in a performance situation.
How many R&B artists have 20 hits? A ridiculous amount.
Yeah, absolutely.
Way more than you like. If you can't come up with 20 that have them, then we already got a problem. Like,
and it's the thing though. Some of these artists that we'll talk about wrote up for other people too.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Like Pleasure P.
Who did Pleasure P wrote great for?
I don't know. He was just saying I don't know. He just kept complaining about at the end. They kept cutting him off all the shit he wrote for.
When I tell you that I know nothing about Pleasure P, like I'm watching this thing and I'm like, who they like? What is this song? Like I absolutely felt old with Sammy. I mean, there were definitely songs that I knew, right, that he had done, but there were some other ones. I'm like, who is this? What song is this? Where they do that at? Like, I felt extremely old watching that.
The only songs I really knew was Bobby V. He was the only one that had songs that I actually knew, was familiar with out of everybody.
I knew the Sam when Sammy was like, let's talk about movies. I'm like, you finna talk about Hardball. Like, I mean, because it ain't like he was on too many movie soundtracks. I knew that was gonna happen.
He did a Hardball song?
He did. Bow Wow.
Lil Wayne
song. But yeah, the song like strike one, caught you by surprise, strike two.
Did he do Kiss Me Through the Phone?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay. that was the first one he did. I think that was his first
when
song.
I think of Sammy, look, all I think about is Crazy Thing I Do for Love, and I like it.
So there's a few people missing. There's a couple people missing from this thing that, like, I don't know, like, wouldn't this have been like the lane for like Life Jennings to be in, or like, I don't know, who else?
Life Jennings ain't got 20.
Jaheim. Like, I'm just trying to think about people from that era.
Don't have 20 either, man. Avant, I would say Avant's closer to
Neo.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Neo, because he wrote.
The thing is, Neo gets to dig into the songs that he's written for people.
Trey Songz been raping. We can't do
it. Yeah.
Now, what would be dope? I'd like to see a male and a female battle.
Okay.
I think
Alicia Keys and
I'm thinking about Neo.
Legend.
Neo and what he's written for people, and it's like I'm like, well, who else is out there that was a singer-songwriter or a songwriter-singer, for that matter, right, that can just go into that bag. So that's a that's a Carrie Hilson, that's a Jasmine Sullivan. So you may not have had 20 on your own, but once we start adding in what you wrote for somebody, then that kicks it up a notch.
Yeah, that's true. Like a Dream versus Carrie Hilson song right off type joint.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
So shout out to my sister-in-law. She says songs. There are 2 songs that we know of, Sammy and Pleasure P.
She feeling away. I like it.
Oh,
somebody just popped up, Carrie Hilson.
Yeah.
We just said.
Yeah. So so she may be able to get in there, because I think we forget. Sometimes we know who wrote a song, and then sometimes we just kind of feel like, oh dang, they wrote that. You don't know that somebody else wrote it. So there are a lot of people that are in the industry or who never were able to make it as a singer, but they just got that pen.
And Carrie Hilson fine too, man. People get mad at me when I be saying she fine.
I'm not mad at you.
She's very pretty, but the Hive got her up out of here.
Man, I be getting them bees.
The Hive stung her like her name was Thomas J. They got her up out of here.
Oh, see, so
I want to see Missy versus Buster.
Missy,
but I know Missy will have more R&B though.
Missy in a versus situation would be a problem, and I've been saying that for a while because Missy got so many different avenues she could go down. It would take a real particular type of artist to step up against Missy. I think you can send man, woman, alien, whatever, and she gonna have something for you.
You have to do Missy versus Buster, but they have to just do a video versus.
Now
that'd be hot.
Now that
with all their videos.
You just said something. That's something like I would definitely like to see that. Like the fact that it took her so long. Wait, has Busta gotten the MTV? What is it, the Vanguard Award?
Video Vanguard?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Hey, Mark yeah, he got them Lay's. He on the Lay's commercials.
Hey, look, that Return of the Mac is.
He back, man. He done came back 25 years later.
Very few songs have had a journey like Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac became a cult classic before it even really hit. Like it was a cult classic from the moment it dropped. That's a wild ass song.
So let's throw out some things, some verses that because this was a bad, and this to a certain extent I was thinking about it. This looks bad on R&B as a whole. Of like, R&B started getting fucked up around 2004.
Agree.
It just feeds into that credence of that. What is some good verses? It's R&B only. We all say R&B only.
I mean, did we get Brandy versus Monica yet?
Yeah, we got that.
All right, so we had that one. Hey, I'm gonna be honest, man. I need to have some verses where some cats come and spin some dead cats music.
So you talking about like a Jimi Hendrix versus Marvin Gaye or something?
Well, that would be a dip. That would be a dive back right there. I mean, like, why can't we get Tupac and Biggie? The beef still cooked like that?
No, yeah, it does. So it'd be some 55-year-old man be like, I've been wanting to get at Puffy.
So wait, are we trying to make good verses now, or are we trying to be creative?
Either one.
You can't have both.
Because didn't Escape call out Destiny's Child?
Then who?
Escape. Didn't they
Escape
call out
already won
Destiny's
against
Child?
SWV?
Yeah, they did SWV.
But I thought that they called out Destiny's Child too, and they said that they wanted some more people to come out.
No, what was a tweet or was something that was like Destiny? No, that what the hell was it? Because it was like Destiny's Child versus
I think
SWV or something like that. I think it's what it said. But what I said was that the world would not let anybody else win against them. So it wouldn't matter what it's. I mean, you could put all the groups together, all the girl groups of past, present, and future together against Destiny's Child, and then the fans will still tell you the Destiny's Child won.
We got Bobby Brown, but have we got New Edition yet?
Who are they gonna go against?
Each other?
We throwing it out there. What we got?
Throw them in a cage. Just like split up.
Just gotta battle it out.
No. So who is New Edition gonna go against, man?
I mean,
They did a fake one like at the American Music Awards, like with New Kids on the Block.
Yeah,
that was like some bullshit.
Nobody cared about that.
That was very dope as fuck to me. It was. I absolutely love that.
So now I have one that they.
I'd rather New Edition take down much larger Great White Hypes.
Menudo.
I'd like to unleash New Edition on like the Backstreet Boys or something, and like lay it and let just in that.
Oh shit!
Hey, no, they can.
That's what it was. Thank you.
Thanks, Kayla. NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Woo! Hey, Kayla, you brought some heat right there.
That's what it was. So, like I said, I knew somebody said something about escaping Destiny's Child. That's what it was. Candy said
and
that.
Look, I don't think that she's wrong.
That's what I said. Like, so it's not. She's not wrong. But the world will not believe.
And Destiny's Child couldn't be SWV either.
Yep.
And no, and only so.
I don't know, man.
Songs.
I don't know.
I think Destiny's Child match up with TLC more than anybody.
Oh,
I don't feel like TLC has the hits, and I'm gonna say that I love TLC. I love everybody. I don't know, like the whole. What was it? What was the album that was the biggest selling album? Like what? Was it
Crazy
3D?
Sexy Cool?
No, it wasn't
Cool.
Is it Crazy Sexy Cool?
Yeah.
I mean, they had three albums with tracks on it though. I feel like that's enough for a versus if you're watching the stuff we're watching now.
It wasn't full of non-skippables. Like you can skip some things on some of them albums. Like I don't know. You can pull 20 out of TLC, but you got to go through. Yeah, go.
All right, so I have one a triple threat match of one. If they could get it together, it will help, and you can do something similar. You got to do a TGT one. Just have each of them do 10 songs. It's 30 songs, but each of them do 10, and you got a good show with TGT. TGT.
I'll take it. Wait a minute. Somebody just confirmed, like, if Fan Mail was the biggest one. What the hell is on Fan Mail?
That was Scrubs and Scrubs. Shit.
Oh, what's the is it the pretty
Unpretty.
So Scrubs sold that album.
I think that's the one that sold. I think the album before it sold the albums though, because Crazy Sexy Cool was Waterfalls.
Was what got them mainstream.
Yeah, I mean that's Waterfalls, Creep, Red Light Special, Digging on You. Like
that's what got them mainstream. The fact that Fan Mail was the biggest, it's no Scrubs sold Fan Mail.
But it's like how the Massacre got sold by. It's like how the Massacre got sold by the 51st joint. That album was awful, but it moved units though.
Yep.
All you need is like again, back then. You heard one song and you had to buy the album if you wanted to hear it. Like for the kids listening today, we couldn't always download stuff.
Right. I mean, we had to take more L's buying albums than any generation of all time. Period.
Oh, me.
Point blank. Because we was paying $15 for them to get that little Street Side Records package off the side of the joint. And then we had all of them things sitting around there. And I got some duds with one hot track sitting in my mama crib in the basement still right now. Yep. Duds. I appreciate that, Master P.
Hey, thanks, you remember when you could buy singles?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I had so many singles.
Man, singles was the shit until LimeWire started handing out viruses trying to get your singles without going to the store.
Yep.
I said, I got to cash out of this. My computer about to explode.
So I got another one, and somebody took it coming up. Joe versus Donnell Jones. Like, that's one where you can really get like a good R&B night because they're missing out on a night where you just want like, yo, we just finna kick it, chill. I'm going to drink some wine and kick back and watch verses. Yeah, like, they need to get back and get an old school Ozzy Brothers versus Earth, Wind & Fire type of feel too. For the old heads to start getting their iPads back together as well. They need to build some of that as well. I mean, I had to help out my father-in-law get the so he's like, so this versus thing going on. Me and the wife want to get in on this Ozzy Brothers
Earth, Wind & Fire.
Yeah, we talking about your we talking about your daddy. He's like,
wait, is Merv around?
How do I get in there to watch this versus? we need more of that. You know, something as well. You got to do that.
It goes back to the point that I was trying to make earlier, though, is I'm worried that we're not going to get the verses that we could get because of how the brand is getting watered down. Like, I feel like some of these Reggie ones that they doing, man, is going to keep you from getting that Usher versus that Chris Brown, or being able to go in and get some of these big money heavyweights now, because they just going to be like, man, it look whack. We'll go on tour together and do something and get some money instead of doing it this way. Like, I don't like what it's done.
Versus, and if so, who is she going against?
Who's that?
Ashanti.
She did Keisha Cole.
We talked about. Remember that was the big one that blew up, the County versus City Girl.
Yeah, she did Keisha Cole.
I thoroughly enjoyed that song.
You know what? Hey. That was also around the time that we got that Mango Scotto. So
so that was a big episode, that City versus County. And I know that everybody listened, that was only St. Louis people that understand City versus County girl. So it was literally, so I felt good that a lot of people watched that episode knowing it was only St. Louis people that could get that, and Baltimore people.
Right.
I mean, can we get Mariah Carey in one?
No,
that can't happen no more.
You can't afford
you
can't afford Chris Brown versus Usher either. You know their production setup gonna be.
You definitely can't afford that one. But but the amount that you spend on Chris Brown versus Usher still won't be enough to get Mariah.
Can we get Boys Men versus New Edition?
No, they wouldn't do that. Boys
Drew
Men versus
Jodeci. Somebody said Drew Hill versus Jodeci.
Jodeci versus.
Okay. All right. So I had this argument. I had this argument yesterday. I had this argument yesterday, and I was the only one. I feel like I had my back to the wall. Like, I'm just throwing club punches at this point, trying to put on. I said, that's a good example of Drew Hill got a lot of tracks. They got a lot of tracks with a couple of them that peak up, but Jodeci got Mount Rushmore tracks. There's like, you're going to have to go, Drew Hill going to have to go 2 for 1 with Jodeci, because Jodeci got just crazy heat when you get to the top of their arsenal. It's like, you could play 2 songs, you're like, yeah, that was hot, but damn, I mean, they just played Fiendin'. Like, damn, they just played Stay. Like, they can't keep up with it. They're going to have to go get Cisco single joints to bring it into the
bring incomplete song.
Your other problem is that Drew Hill keeps switching up their roster. And so either way, everyone is still at the top vocally. With Jodeci, you only had 2 niggas that could sing.
That's right. Drew Hill's become.
Galvin can't come out and win by standing there looking nice, and you don't even look that nice no more. So there's that.
Drew Hill's become the Hood Temptations. They got 87 people on their roster.
They absolutely have.
They switching up, and Cisco's still there.
Right. They want to be Temptation. He's Cisco Otis. He's the Otis of the group.
Where they at the Temptations and the Temptations review.
Yep. Exactly.
Playing in the same town at the same time. One of them on the north side, the other one on the south side. Like, y'all gotta stop this, man.
So Boys to Men gonna have white women in droves. Joe's gonna have baby mamas ready to have a kid at 50. God
damn. Well, now you think I would like to see I just want to see Tamia singing. But
she ain't got 20 though.
But right, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like,
you got to do one of these 4-way challenges, man. You got to bring like 3 other Tamia.
Oh, can we get the U.S. versus Canada? Can I get Tamia?
Battle of Canada.
Right, you know what I'm saying? The Battle of Canada. Can I get Tamia and Deborah Cox on one team?
Where's Amory from?
Do 10 songs each instead of 20.
Damn.
Like, I want my Canadian champion team of Tamia and Deborah Cox.
Boys to Men versus Tony.
Actually, I'm gonna flip that.
No, that's you need a mint condition versus Tony. That's
a big one. Now the problem is, I think it's gonna be hard to get Raphael Sadiq than Mariah Carey, to be honest.
You got to pull him out of a tree or something.
I just saw. What did I just see his name on? Something he just did.
Hey man, listen. I had to pull up the list, man. I don't think Drew Hill wants it with Jodeci. Like, if we not getting on stage and trying to perform and do what we did in the 90s and the 2000s and 2022, like, if we just playing tracks and just kind of kicking it, listen, man, Jodeci is crazy. I mean, if they run Freaking You, Come and Talk to Me, Fiendin', Forever My Lady, Get On Up, Lately, Cry For You, Stay, Love You For Life, Drew Hill don't got that. They might have more things they can do, especially if Cisco.
But then you got the
more tracks. They ain't got that.
And JoJo though, Matt. Casey and JoJo gonna come. They can counteract whatever amount of Cisco hits. If you
That's
wanna
all
go
I'm saying. Like, I think Jodeci's getting disrespected, quite frankly.
And Devontae
by
can
being
pull
put in
out
that
some
situation.
production stuff.
And first of all, I'm also gonna say this, and I'm gonna speak on behalf of several people that don't know. I'm about to speak on behalf of them. Jodeci's music has done more has more legacy and has created more people than anything that Drew Hill ever put out. There is more remnants of Jodeci music in the world than there is for anything that Drew Hill ever did.
I got a partner named Javante that was born in '92.
See what happens?
That sounds about right. That
See
sounds
what happens?
accurate. That sounds
It's
accurate.
like,
Oh, somebody got a good question. Will Devontae come? That's a part of the contract. If you're gonna do this Jodeci versus Boyz II Men verse, we're not gonna come. We're not gonna do this if Devontae's not there.
well, if Devontae don't come, do the deep voice brother. If he don't come, do it break even.
Dude,
No. It was interesting. They said that they've been touring and doing music without him longer than they were together as Boyz II Men.
I mean, the same thing could be said for New Edition with Bobby Brown, but we still count
No,
Bobby.
New Edition's got no. They said only had 5 or 6 years with them. No, not 5, like 10 years with them doing music with him. But other than that, they haven't had anything. They ain't been did nothing with him like 15.
They just really did. If It Isn't Love and Can You Stand the Rain?
I'm sitting here like, yeah.
They just really did the Heartbreak album.
That's all you don't have to worry. The remix, Bobby's on it. Bobby's singing it. Yeah. So
they saying nope. They saying Devontae ain't gonna come.
Nope.
Like not Devontae ain't gonna show up.
So what's some other ones? Listeners, everybody on live, give us some other verses, R&B only, because rap is harder to do. R&B on ones are kind of cooler to a certain extent because it actually shows like a full talent level of who you are. Like, do you still got it?
Could you do a full? I don't want to step on your point. I was just sitting there wondering, like, could you do a full one with Wu-Tang against somebody?
No, you can't do it. You know how much death and destruction would happen?
Unless you do Wu-Tang versus Dungeon Family.
I still think it'd be death and destruction. It's too many songs, too much.
That'd be hot.
It's too much shit. You got to pretty much put them up against the West Coast All-Stars.
Yeah, exactly. It's too many artists.
I mean, I guess is it low-hanging fruit to say No Limit, Cash Money? Not new No Limit with Drake and all of them. I'm talking about No Limit.
It's low-hanging fruit that could totally happen, and they have to do it in New Orleans. Wait a minute. Wait. Sorry. Excuse me.
We got a Jasmine Sullivan check-in.
I'm like,
we have 20?
So this is where the songwriter thing came in. I mentioned that before.
Good point. Go with it. Hold on.
You can do a Jasmine Sullivan versus a Neo or Jasmine Sullivan versus a Carrie Hilson, because once you bring in essentially also what they wrote for other people, you got some shit.
What about Tweet?
What about Tweet? For the love of God, will somebody please give this chocolate woman some love? This beautiful young lady looks like she ain't been doing nothing but drinking water and lettuce, and her skin is amazing, and we will not support her.
Prospering out here.
It just bothers me.
So who does Blackstreet go against? Then I guess Jasmine Sullivan. Who would she go against?
I don't know.
Right.
We just throwing out random shit. What about her versus Bruno Mars?
You can't now. Nope, you could have, but not now.
Nah, Bruno got an arsenal on him now.
You would have had to that would have been like 5 years ago. Yeah, you probably could have, but not anymore.
Bruno Mars versus
back when he had the grenade. Back when Grenade. Bruno.
Yeah, back when Grenade was out, and I wish I'd have bought you flowers. You could have done it, but now, after Uptown Funk,
he on another planet, man.
Okay,
Bruno,
so Blackstreet
up there with Beyonce.
Do we have is Blackstreet done because we have Teddy Riley already doing his verses, or?
Hey, Teddy Riley could go back to Blackstreet versus Guy.
Damn. So
it's actually cute. I like that.
And you know what? Teddy Riley would love that.
That's perfect for him.
Hey, are they gonna do a break?
Bring your camera crew.
Come out.
Bring your nephews and your camera.
Rex and Effects gonna play during the commercial.
Teddy Riley will have 2 different stages that he'll jump in between and be doing different songs on both of them, and then he'll be talking about Babyface at the end. Like, bet you can't do this. Babyface be like, I got 30 more songs I could pull out. Leave me alone.
No,
Yeah.
way too into me just said give
Hey,
percent
and that's
Michelle
just from
fans.
1 year.
So, Kayla, does Christian have 20? I guess with some of the rap songs, it could get close for her.
Yeah, she got a lot of features.
Right. But then,
A lot of
wait a
rap.
minute. So
The
we
Rick
got
Ross songs, the Jay-Z's,
we got-
the Nas's.
we got a
Rick
Neo
Ross.
against John Austin.
That was good. They need to bring that back. That Jonte Austin versus Neo. They need to bring that back and make that a live experience.
Could we do Wu-Tang versus Outkast?
How much money you got?
I mean, it's not my budget I'm writing any of these shows with.
You think 3 Stacks coming?
With the flu?
You know what, man? I don't try to predict stacks, man. Like, I just be like, hey, maybe he does it if it's for the
Wow, really? People are saying Jasmine versus Chris Set?
That'll be a good one.
And if I'm Chris Set, I'm going
back over to our
Maggot.
side because then they cancel her after she performed for Trump.
Right.
She
So
still
wait,
I'm going full Maggot if I'm her, though.
I'm laughing. So autocorrect is ruining Amanda's life because she keeps trying to type Jonte and it comes up John. Because when I read, I said this. I'm like, she said Neo when against John Austin. That was a question, kind of, because it was like, who is John Austin? But Jonte, that is hilarious.
No, Jonte's dope. He's a dope.
No, Jonte is dope. But like I said, but the fact that when it comes across, like her autocorrect is ruining her life because it keeps coming up as John.
All right, let's transition to some of the biggest Dirty Mackin songs that we know.
All right, I gotta ask my question now before we get started on this.
Go ahead.
This is moving my spirit here. Ain't too much I dislike more than a sucker. But my question is for everybody: are we distinguishing the difference between Dirty Mackin and between sucker tracks? Like, because those ain't the same things, but they got some similar qualities. So I just need to know: are we considering those to be one and the same, or are we gonna let it kind of drift around a little bit?
So give me an example of a sucker track.
All right. So for me, like a sucker track would be like "Soon as I Get Home."
Yeah. Well, so no.
But you're not trying to steal nobody's girl.
Yeah, he was going home to his chick.
Yeah, as soon as I get home, that was his own. That's his own woman. Dirty Mackin songs is me telling you, your girl ain't shit. You need to go ahead and get over here with me.
Right. Dirty Mackin would be like, he can't love you.
Right.
Yeah. Jagged Edge.
Yeah. Like that's Dirty Mackin. Or all the things your man won't do. Like those.
That's a Mount Rushmore.
That is the exact definition of Dirty Mackin.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to make sure that because if we're going to include the whole thing about being a somewhat not on the straight and narrow fella about how you're going about your business. Because here's the thing: Dirty Mackin is a crime. It's an infamy. It goes against what the things you're supposed to be doing. But sucker tracks is the type of things that your boys is gonna roast you for, and girls gonna show the text to their girls and have you looking a different way out here in the streets. I just want to bring all these things in one central hub if we can, so we can address the whole approach. Because a lot of these people that would perpetuate these things and do these things in their life are kind of the same type of person. That's all I'm saying.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but Dirty Macs are gorilla pimps too. So that's the same thing. Those are like you gonna
Hold
be
on
with
now.
me.
Hold on now. Gorilla pimping a little different.
No, it's not. No, it's
Gorilla
not. Gorilla pimp like you gonna be with me.
Exactly. Gorilla pimping is I got a club over your head and we gonna drag you out this joint type of thing. I think you can still make that joke. You can. This is SOLC. We can make that joke. But the thing about it is that it's but I feel like that drifts a little bit in a different direction than being a sucker or being a dirty Mac.
All right, so let's go around the horn. We'll just go around naming songs. I will go first. Scott, you put up my number one. I wish you never trust me too much, Bobby Womack. And the audacity of the song to actually have a music video makes it more like special to me. The idea that Bobby Womack said, you know what? I did that many. Actually, I don't even know if he has any music videos besides this one. And he was like, you know, my first music video, I'm going to do this one. That he's not going to trust. And then he said at the end of the song, he says, I'm tired of playing these. And then he just walks out on that balcony and goes and lays on that thing, kicks his feet up, and it's his album cover. I was like, oh, this is real. This is real. Like he's like, and I'm only making this up myself. She ain't even did nothing to make me want her. I'm making this up myself.
Hey, D, before we go too far in this, I got an idea. We got 4 people. We can go in rounds here. Let's just do a 4-round draft, the Dirty Mac and sucker songs, where everybody get to
Here
pick
we go.
4.
That was my first. That's my first round.
That's his first pick.
All right, what'd you take?
What'd you take? You up in the corner. You're gonna be next. I'm just gonna do it like that.
Who is it on Stacy?
Yeah.
Is it on me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back a couple of years, and with maybe a lesser known song for some people. Ill Out Scratch. I'll take her.
Now, I need to throw a flag on that, Stacey. I need to throw a flag on that one.
Why?
I think that one is a song of like. I think that's a different song than a Dirty Mac song. I think that song is like, you literally let her go. I saw she's dope. I'll take her.
No, I'm going with Stacy on this one. And
here we
You
go.
Don't waste her time.
Nah, I'm going with Stacy on this one. This is why. Because he was already peeping the scene and he was definitely having some side conversation. Because you can't just step up and take her. That goes into the realm of gorilla macking. So you gotta have already been putting a little bit of zestiness into the situation.
No, fair enough. Oh, Stacy with the assist from Matt.
Stacy, make your point. I wanted to leave the space open for you.
That's it. Like I said, look, if you don't want her, don't waste her time. And then make it so bad you rapping this shit, and then you got an R&B nigga coming up and singing it to her. So that's the extra.
It's tag team.
It's the tag team Dirty Mac. That's what it is. It's like that's you in the club trying to spit at this gal, and then his homeboy comes up and be like, "Hey, you need to go ahead and give my partner a chance. Leave that chicken dinner alone. Head over here." That's exactly what the hell happened. You had him coming up and start singing to seal the deal.
I got it.
All right, Scott, you on the Summer Jam screen.
Oh, I'm gonna go with go back Usher with You Make Me Wanna. Because he wanna leave the chick he with to go to a new chick.
So he doubled back in Dirty Mackin'. Like, yeah. I don't care who you with. I'm gonna leave my girl for you.
You make me wanna. Actually, that whole album is Dirty Mackin' for real. Because remember, she likes it my way. And then one day you'll be mine.
Right, he out here dancing in the street with some clown makeup on and crumping with Tyrese.
Yeah, got Tyrese out here dancing.
Right, dancing at the landfill, crumping. What is happening there?
It says, "Can I get a PDF of this terminology for reference in the next live session?" All right, Dirty Mackin'. All right, let me put myself on the Summer Jam screen. Dirty Macking is going after someone that is in a relationship with someone else, and you're deliberately saying that your situation is better than someone else's without letting them get out of their own relationship and making them realize that you're great on your own.
That you are a better option.
Right, but letting them decide that on their own. You're saying, you know what? I know you may have 3 kids and a dog and a white picket fence, but I'm better than that. I want to make your life better than what you have now.
Dirty Mackin' is basically running a political ad for yourself.
That's exactly what it is. That is the best way to describe it. That's exactly what it is. It's me saying,
I'm cool as Scott, and I approve this message.
That's exactly it. It's like, like your girl is cool, but you know what I'm saying? Like you over there eating hamburger helper every night. You ever had some steak? Let me know when you're trying to get this steak.
You eat steak every night in my house.
Here's the killer about it. That steak be cut a little thin though. It don't be that good steak. That steak be a little funny.
Like you that Applebee's steak.
You got a flank.
Steak.
Right, you ain't got no fillet. You got a flank.
Bruce Chris.
I got it.
All right, Matt, you got one?
You know where I'm going. I hope you, of all people, know where I'm going with this first pick.
Okay.
I'm going Ralph Tresvant, Sensitivity.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Elite Dirty Mackin'. I mean, and here's why. Because you got to go with the visual of it.
I don't know, that Bobby Womack is hard because it's literally like my best friend's girl. Like I literally want my best friend's girl.
First of all, here's my point. Ralph Tresvant, when you look at him in that video, he looked like the type of cat to be Dirty Mackin'. You know what I'm saying? Like he got the whole look to him, like the dude that just be sliding up, kind of short, got the text box, doing the whole thing, like saying things that he don't even know if he's capable of doing, but he believe it. And then you watch the video, he's sliding in between the sheets, dancing with no shirt on underneath the jacket. You know what I'm saying?
And then in the remix video, Matt, he brings Bobby Brown with him to help him out to go get the girl.
Who is a Hall of Fame gorilla pimper. So it's there's something about Dirty Mackin in the late 80s, early 90s that just look a little greasier. So Ralph Tresvant is that guy for me. It beats that run-of-the-mill regular Dirty Mackin, and he goes into a lifestyle of simping and pimping, and it goes over and beyond.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Stacy, no, Matt, you gotta go again. So we're gonna do a rotisserie style.
Oh,
so
we doing a snake draft?
Yeah, we're gonna do a snake draft. You got to do it again. We're gonna go back.
Oh, well, hey, I'm ready. Hey, I'm going Joe. All the things your man won't do.
Okay.
Because I might not pick again for a little bit, so I got to get them in. Listen. If anybody has ever walked you into a textbook A through F of how to Dirty Mac, it's the whole thing. Like he makes promises the entire song. Like he raises the gamut the entire time. He gonna take you on a night cruise.
Jet Black Sand.
I heard you on lockdown, but I got the master key. You know how fucking grimy you gotta be to say that to somebody in a relationship? Imagine somebody walks up to your wife and be like, I heard you got your own lockdown, body rolling and shit, the whole fucking thing. And you be like, dog, what the fuck? Like that song is so dirty, you gotta kill him or at least scare him like you think that make him think you might do it. That hits every level of dirty.
That's legendary Dirty Mackin.
A little bit of gorilla pimping, and definitely a lot of simping too. It might be, in my opinion, the most complete Dirty Mackin song of all time
because of how many different places it goes.
Yes, it goes. All the things your man won't do, I will do them for you, nigga.
And it's so crazy because I think that led up to his next single, "Good Girls," and he was like, "They always go." Wow, the good girls always take it.
All right.
Yeah, he went to another place with that. He went to Mars with that Dirty Mackin.
All right, Scott, it's on you.
I'm gonna go with Positive K. I Got a Man.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah,
literally, I have a man like, what's that got to do with me?
Yeah, I don't care. But your man ain't.
What's that got to do with me? I got him. No, what's that got to do with me?
And make it so bad he had just come home from jail.
Yeah.
And
you looking kind of pretty. What's the girl like you doing in this rough city? And he was macking her down though, man. He was macking her down. Just simple.
All right, Stacy, you up.
I'm going to throw in a little SWV. You're the one.
Ooh.
Some quotes from the song. Starts off, it says, I know that you're somebody else's guy, but these feelings that I have for you, I can't deny. So she's letting them know already. Look, I know you got a gal, right? But I'm here with you. And then goes into what your girl don't know won't hurt her. Anything to make this love go further. So throughout the whole thing, she don't treat you the right way. I can treat you better. All of that. So I'm throwing that in there.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a great call right there.
That's a good one.
Phenomenal.
All right. I'm going up next. All right. I'm going with LL Cool J, Hey Lover.
Let me tell you something about that song.
He says at the beginning of the song, I saw you at the Rucker with your man. Now, keep in mind, she's already in a nice relationship. Coach, bag in your hand. So you're doing all right. So we already established that you're doing all right, that you're fine. And now LL says, none of that matters. Me as random dude at the Rucker game that saw you is going to treat you better. You are coming with your man. He's getting out of bins, and you have a Coach bag. Fuck all that. You're gonna
fuck all that.
Be like, hey, and I got Boys to Men singing with me.
And I got Boys to Men. This man stalked her across New York City. just all the different places he kept on seeing her. Why you keep just randomly seeing her? You don't randomly see somebody that much. You stalk them, and then you got Boys to Men singing in the background with it because again, you throw the R&B nigga in there to try to seal the deal.
Yep.
Okay, like horrible shit sounds real good when it comes from somebody that's singing. Put a little melody to it.
Oh yeah, you in there?
Listen, you could ask for a divorce with and add a little melody, and somebody's gonna be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and sing.
Well, didn't Usher do that with Papers?
See what I'm saying?
Hey, Usher was wild with that Papers. I ain't know nobody would do a divorce song. We need to do that in a minute.
Point.
Divorce songs.
Man.
All right, since we doing the rotisserie, snake, I'm going again. I'm going Pebbles and Babyface. Love makes things happen.
Ooh,
now, you have to, for context of this song, you have to see the video. But even if you listen to the lyrics, it says it don't matter where you coming from. It don't matter who you gonna love. Love will make things happen. So that's saying like, hey, you can be in love. Fuck that. You'll find somebody else that love you and just roll with them.
Yep.
Love makes things happen. Babyface, Pebbles.
Pebbles. You never know.
All right. Scott, you
on me.
No,
it's on me.
No, it's on
me.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with shout out to Mario. You should let me love you.
Ooh.
He was dirty macking all through that, man.
Yeah. The dirty macking is heavy there. It's heavy. All right, Stacy, you up.
All right, I'm gonna throw in a classic. I was trying to save it, but I need to throw it out now just in case. I'm rolling with Mary J. Blige featuring Lil' Kim. I Can Love You.
Ooh.
The words, I can love you better than she can.
Plain and simple.
There it is. That's it. I mean, what else do you say?
Yeah, I can love you better than she can. I mean, and then if you look at the song deeper, Lil' Kim's talking about Biggie on there because this is around that time. He had married Faith, so it adds some extra layers onto it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mac, you up?
All right, these are my last two picks, and I've been preparing.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, we wrapping up. Yeah.
All right. So
we got one more topic, and we done.
Daryl, I hope that this one doesn't hurt you too much to your core because I know how you feel about this situation here. My next pick is gonna be "Saving All My Love for You," Whitney Houston.
I was gonna say that.
Is that a Dirty Mackin song, or is it just a woman who is dating a married man? Because those songs exist.
She's saving it for that divorce.
So, all right. So here's my theory about this. She's singing about the other side of the Dirty Mac. So you're getting it not from the perspective of the person who, because first of all, if you're married and you macking, it's dirty macking by default. First of all. But now we're getting it from the other side of the mirror, as opposed to the person who's proposing the situation. We got a cohort in the whole thing right here. I mean, there's some aggressive lyrics in that song. My friends try to tell me to find a man of my own, but each time I try, I just break down and cry. Like, God damn, I get it. But I mean, you a willing cohort in this situation. This is a different type of dirty macking, but it's coming from the other perspective of it. The brother is doing it. We just hearing what the experience of being involved in it is right here. And Daryl, I know how you feel about the story behind it. So it's Daryl's personal hero created this song. So it is what it is. Shout out to one of the Jackson 5.
Jermaine Jackson.
The inspiration behind.
And then my last one is just going to be maybe what I feel is like it's just one of the most egregious, I might have to go kill this cat songs, and that's Marvin's Room.
Yeah, somebody said that in the comment.
It's just over the top what he's proposing in this song. And then when you harmonize, fuck that nigga that you with, when you harmonize it, like that's when you got to be like, I got to come see you, like for real, for real. Like you're not finna sit here and say, like every time I hear that, I picture him doing like the Deion Sanders touchdown dance, singing that about the cat that he's dealing with. I just can't do it. And here's my biggest thing about that. As a light-skinned brother, I feel like he did setback service to us with that, because people was like, don't be trusting them light-skinned cats. They be doing all this. Wrong. That's not how I'm out here living. If you've made your choice, you've made your choice. You had a chance to make another choice. Now you got to live with the choice you made. I'm not here to reverse your choice that you made for yourself. But Drake went up back and once again set us back, man. And I don't appreciate the damage he did to the society. So that's my last pick. I'm going with Marvin's Room. I know that we can pick up, do the totals at the end, but that's my last pick, Marvin's Room.
All right, Stacey, you up?
I'm going very, very, very far back to I don't even know what to call it, a classic or legendary. I'm rolling with "If I Were Your Woman" by Gladys Knight.
Yeah.
The Pit. Yeah, there's a line in there that I think the first time I ever heard it, well, I heard it, when I was younger, but just like now at this point you hear it and you just want to throw something when you hear it. But she says, "You're like a diamond, but she treats you like glass, yet you beg her to love you, but me, you don't ask. If I was your woman,
if I was your woman."
And then, like I said, and she got her homeboys in the background singing along and harmonizing and dancing. So again, you got to get some extra singers in there to throw it in and seal the deal. But if I was your woman, throwback Dirty Mackin song.
Ooh.
I like it.
You went back with that one. You went back with that one. All right.
I was going to say another. I was going to say a different one, but then like that one just, bam.
Oh, somebody put in CeeLo Green. Fuck you.
Is that Dirty Mackin song?
Is that Dirty Mackin?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Dirty Mackin user. I can't even see your name because your page is private on Facebook, so that's why we can't see who you are.
That's a good, like, that makes you wonder, like, is that Dirty Mackin? Or is that one of them, what was that song that fuck you, you bitch, you I don't want you back? Like like an Avant, I don't want to be with you, put that on everything I own, like one of them shits. Because there's those songs too.
Angry breakup songs.
Right, like them breakup songs of "Get the hell away from me. I don't want to see you ever again in my life." I don't know.
All right. I'm up last. I'm up last. All right. I'm going back to the well here of a brother named LL Cool J. Actually, you know what? No, you know what? I'm going differently. I'm gonna go to Drew Hill. I Should Be.
There you go. Yeah. That was gonna be mine. So I'm glad you brought that
Drew
up.
Hill. I Should Be. The song sounds innocent at first when you just kind of start out with it, and then you be like, "Oh, that was your girl back in high school, and now y'all in college, and you went to her homecoming and found out she's messing with Leroy, that is a captain. So, and now you want her back."
Huge mistake. Huge mistake.
Drew Hill starts off like as soon as that beat drops, girl. We said like, I know he ain't taking care of you immediately. Like, girl, I know.
Yep. How don't you know he's taking care of you? You at Lincoln and you don't know what's going on in Columbia. How you know
hold on now, Daryl. I don't want to step on your time. Daryl, I don't want to step on your time, but Stacey just made a point that I can't let slide.
Yes.
When you talk your way into the singing you about to do, when you talk your way into it, it raises the Dirty Mac up. Because that happened right there. Joe let the beat build while he talked over the joint. And that's again why that is peak Dirty Mackin, because he did the whole thing and then he said the name of the song and let her know what he was about to address her for the next 3 minutes. Any song where you talking to her in the middle of you serenading her, the Mac is even dirtier.
Yeah, he was literally like, you basically you should just be with me and just let him go. Doesn't matter that he's being a great man to you and just everything's all good. It doesn't matter. All the toxicity I have with you,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're probably happy. This is about
right,
me.
exactly.
Happiness does not matter at all. Like, nah.
Because I can promise you probably not gonna be happy with me, but I'm gonna be happy, and that's all I'm really here for.
Nick, the lines literally say, "I should be your boyfriend." Because you know he's lying.
Because you know he's lying.
Let me tell you.
Look,
How do you know he's lying? You all the way at Ohio State.
It's
How
not
you know he's lying?
It's not even the innuendo of like this. No, I'm flat out. Like, we're not using any metaphors. Girl, I know he ain't taking care of you. I should be your boyfriend because he's lying.
Here's the thing I'm gonna say. If you a wife,
somebody said lying about what?
All of it. Shit niggas lie about.
It'd be like, his daddy really don't own everything. Like his daddy
first of all, if you in a wife situation and somebody proposes being a boyfriend to you, they're proposing you probably what's going to be a legal and a financial downgrade for you, baby. Be careful. Be careful.
It ain't gonna work out as good as you want it. All right, our last topic before we get out of here. R. Kelly has got 30 years in jail.
Good.
Hold on, before we do that, do we need to recap our songs so that everybody know what we ended up with?
No, they just need to listen.
Because I got the scorecard right here.
What you want to do a rundown?
We got to put together a playlist. We got to put together I Only Love 90s Music, Dirty Mackin playlist. People got it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Good idea. You know what? Go ahead.
We'll do it. We'll come back. We'll talk about that some other time.
Like I said, I wrote them down. We can make it. It can easily be made.
We'll drop that for the people. Dirty Mackin
easily be made.
Kells is in jail. 30 years.
Good.
D, did you really not know when I messaged you about
No, I literally been running around all day. I literally just came back from picking up Xander from pom-pom practice, and you had texted me. It was like, yo, I'm 100% in. R. Kelly got 30 years. It's like, hold on, really? So it's like one of the things, like, I didn't want to Google. I really just needed you just to tell me that it was true, and then I can ride with that.
Yeah, I got the New York Times. I got that update. So the girl that was in the Jeffrey Epstein thing, she got 20 years, and then like right after that, the notification came through about R. Kelly for getting 30. So it's a great day today for prosecuting these bastards.
Did we ever really think this was gonna happen?
No. But what I'll say is this: with the amount of time that he's been in jail, kind of made it seem like, well, wait a minute, something might happen. I didn't think it'd be 30, but it definitely wasn't just going to. It wasn't going to end with him going home.
Because you say it's more cases he gotta. There's more. Is this what did he get sentenced in Illinois or New York?
That's New York, I believe. He got to go. Oh no, Illinois. He's got to go to New York. I believe it's that. He's still got 2 other cases he got to go to.
Yeah,
that's insane. Like, again, I'm not. It's just like good.
I don't want to trivialize the situation.
If you're gonna get jammed up like this, go and fake your death and get it over with before everybody bring it out on you.
I don't want to trivialize the situation because obviously this is some seriously like disgusting shit in a lot of different cases with it here. But I got one question: is this going to be enough to make people stop bumping R. Kelly?
No.
They still gonna be stepping in the name of love.
Oh no, because honey, if you think there will not be women that, I mean, people I'm sure are writing him now in prison. If you think that that's like that, this is not increased his notoriety, like
wasn't it a chick trying to bail him out like a few years ago?
Yeah, like it's no, like this isn't going to stop that at all. If anything, people are probably playing the songs right now and trying to organize a free R. Kelly rally. Like, no, this is not.
That ain't what you want on your resume.
Nah.
People are willing to die on that hill, and I hope they do, because like, it's insane. Like the amount, It's that equivalent. It really is that equivalent of the mother who has that boyfriend who's been touching her child, but he's a good he's a good man and all this other stuff, right? That you're looking at. He provides for this house, but what else did he do? Like, and there are so many stories like that, especially in the Black community, of turning the other cheek and not having a blind eye to the situation. So, and essentially you see that the fans. I mean, I think we've all been R. Kelly fans, right? And we're never going to sit and say that his music was trash or whatever, but there has to come a point where you're like, he's a horrible fucking person. Like, this is what he was doing to people. And when them girls were girls.
Period. That's it right there.
Period. They were girls.
That's the end of it.
They were girls. We ain't talking about it was some 30-year-old woman that he, had, hanging. And I'm not saying that that's better, but these were girls. Were they parents? These were still girls. It doesn't matter, right? Like, you can send I'm sure that there's somebody out there you could send a 12-year-old or a 13, 14-year-old girl to a 40-year-old man's house. I don't know why you would, but nothing would happen. Right? Like, she'd be fine because he's not interested in her because she is 13, 14 years old. That's not what happened here. So, like I said, I understand that people defend him. That's
their problem.
That's between you and Jesus.
Shout out to R. Kelly for getting locked up 30 years. We appreciate you doing your service in jail. I hope he does customer service too for some reason. Like, I want him to be like doing a customer service job in jail, and like I don't like for Verizon or something. I don't know what. I just be that's great if you called up. It's like, hello, this is Robert.
I want him to be up in that joint braiding hair.
It's
time for him to braid some hair now.
He's gonna be the lead of the Christmas show.
That part.
Hey, look, how many people mad at they jail? They like, yo, I hope Art don't come out of jail. I've been winning the talent because he's got Fed charges and state charges. So like now they jockeying, and you gotta think now it's a jockeying position of what jail he gonna be in because now that whole talent show messed up. That dude that's been locked up since '89 been locking this down. He got a band on buckets. He got this whole thing set up. He been winning every year, and R. Kelly come in and take your crown.
R. Kelly already been kicking that up. My health ain't right. Tip.
Yeah, he said I got COVID.
It's every time somebody go to jail, all of a sudden now they got bronchitis. Always some shit.
Bill Cosby laid the pathway for brothers, man. They gonna be trying to run the program.
Should have died.
I've been
saying it a long time. Bill Cosby should have died 6 years ago.
I think when Bill Cosby got out, people thought R. Kelly was gonna get out when Bill got out.
No. R. Kelly got look here. As much Bill Cosby stuff, regardless of what I'm saying, like I believe he did what he did. But R. Kelly still was in our face. He was literally still housing women, like in a real way. Like Bill Cosby was old, and it was like old kind of fodder of what he was on. Like, he did that. R. Kelly was presently doing things like he had 3 or 4 girls with him traveling at all times. So it wasn't
when
like
he went to jail, there were
I
girls
saw
living in his house.
Gayle King interview when he had the 2 chicks.
Right, it was still girls living in the house when he first time he got locked up. So, and they were because it was a whole big thing. They end up like, oh, we homeless now. Girl, go home. I said, you 19, go back to your mama house. You'll be fine. Like, sell some of that silverware that's in the house. Let me tell you something. I left that house where my bag would have been full of shit.
So one of my best friends lived like right down the hill from that estate that R. Kelly built in the middle of that residential neighborhood, which
Olympia Fields.
Which, first of all, because I've driven through there before, it's like maybe the creepiest thing of all time when you see somebody build a palace up on the hill in the middle of a regular ass neighborhood, because you're trying to be close to the supply. And that really bothers me that he decided to build that house with them gates up in the middle of a residential neighborhood with all of them young people living right down at the foot of his castle up on the hill that he was housing his coven in. Like R. Kelly, first of all, R. Kelly's one of the most egregious. When you talk about all the worst parts of gorilla pimping, he's the absolute worst gorilla pimp. He's the pits at it. And I totally get why people have divorced themselves from his music and stuff like that. Meanwhile, you still got people that's out there like, man, don't nobody want to see R. Kelly in the verses though. And I kind of still be like, well, yeah, you kind of don't. But I can't even say that.
Right, I mean, like,
hate on that, though.
we can't deny that.
Yeah.
We'll never deny
the talent.
Right, we'll never deny that talent. We'll never deny what he wrote, what he sang. You can never deny his impact on music, ever. No one is taking that away from him, but just damn. Oh, like I said, the excuses are what kill me. And then somebody just in the comments just said, "Yeah, I wasn't mad about Aaliyah." Yeah, we were. Don't get it twisted, but also understand that during that time of the Aaliyah situation and how old we were, versus where we are right now, and we heard that that's what happened. There was no social media to look it up, right? Like you heard it, it's just that rumor, and it's like, well, that probably didn't happen, or the tabloids are showing it. And the tabloids at that time wasn't no TMZ. The tabloids were the National Enquirer and shit like that. So it's like, did this really happen? Did this not really happen? But then you get older and you find out, wait a minute, that shit really happened. Mm-hmm. So then that's strike one. But then, like I said, by the time you really are able to understand, get a grasp of it, Aaliyah's gone at that point. So now no one, like her family doesn't talk about it. Nobody talks about it. But it is that back of the mind, like that happened. And we still don't really know what exactly happened.
Well, Dame Dash didn't fuck with that dude like heavy. Like
right. It's like we know what happened. We know the overview, right? Is that whatever, some kind of way they end up getting married. Whatever the hell happened. But like what? We no one knows specifically, but either way, it still happened. So like, don't think that people are mad about Aaliyah, but once the tape came out, and then you started reading the stories, and then I think there were papers in Chicago that had been following that case or following that some charges against him for like years before it finally became kind of like with the Bill Cosby shit, right? Like that shit had been going on forever, and it took why can't I think of his name right now? It took him mentioning it, just randomly mentioning it for people to be like, wait, what? And looking into it. So yeah, we were mad about Aaliyah, but we try to honor her and not bring it up, is where that kind of goes.
That's that family thing you don't talk about at Thanksgiving no more.
Yeah.
And it can't rest in peace because this situation been going on. But my big thing about the entire thing is that, man, R. Kelly it's crazy as hell to even look back at the nomenclature you got around him, right? You got that whole tape of him, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever on them girls. Like that should have been enough. You know what I'm saying?
Should have been.
You got Aaliyah. That should have been enough. Like we should have been looking into this. Like I think that's one of the benefits of now. I'll say this: the difference from now than how things was 25 years ago. You can't get away with an inch now. If there's anything fishy about it, people getting into it. Back then, I think that we were still in more of that culture of don't say nothing that we was in for decades and decades and decades and decades beforehand. People was more or less closer to that. Well, hey, don't say anything about it, it'll go away. Like, nah, that shit ain't going away. It ain't going away, and it's still right here. And when you watch those documentaries and you watch all of that, like that R. Kelly documentary is on BT, I had to stop watching it. And I'm not like a person that like turns away from too much stuff because I find news, pop culture to be interesting as part of my career or whatever. But I had to stop watching that because I was mad, not just at R. Kelly, but all the enablers around it that wasn't checking in on them people, wasn't taking care of their home and was letting that whole thing happen. Like this is one of the, all jokes aside, one of the most disgusting cases in abuse of celebrity and people being hypnotized by being around somebody that they gave leeway because they appreciated his talent. Listen, don't let nobody's talent ever blind you to who they really are in any aspect of life. And this is just a case in point about why that's so dangerous and what can happen from.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Before we wrap it up, we have one question from the listeners, from listener mail. want to give a shout out to everybody listening on our first live join. People, thank y'all for coming through, hanging out with us. We'll do some more soon. I'm not sure if we'll have artists on here live because I don't know what they'll end up saying, but I have to edit it. So I always want to keep that rights open because we're a small shop, so we have to make sure that we protect ourselves.
Right. And it's only so much I can do.
Yeah, and everybody go subscribe to I Only Listen to 90s Music on YouTube and join the group on Facebook. I Only Listen to 90s Music on Facebook as well. If you're not in each, I know we have people on both sides there as well, and the SOLC Network on Facebook and on Instagram as well. So big question we have from our mailbag is, why don't we see any more groups? You all joke about the group Free Before 11, but why aren't there any R&B groups, period, nowadays?
Okay, first off, Free Before 11 ain't never been a joke. 1, 2.
Hey, look, we'll fuck around and have a real group and shit. We be 650 and 16 and be like, I got a group name for him. Stacy be like, she'll be at the person at the bar. I got a group name for him and I can manage him. Free Before 11.
That's it.
Free Before 11 always is applicable.
Just wait until the Free Before 11 documentary comes out, and then we'll see who's laughing because I'm working. There's something going on in the background.
I mean, Ray J, Sammy, Bobby V, and Pleasure P heard you. They putting a group together for you.
RSVP.
It's coming to the ambassador soon.
Hey, RSVP is their version of Free Before 11.
That's exactly it. Like, it's a whole.
So hey, here's my thing. I always judge where a group is at based on the cities that they hitting on their tour. So when that RSVP tour come out, we got a 13 city tour coming for y'all. What are the cities that's gonna be on that?
Oh, all right. Atlanta, New Orleans, Birmingham, Jackson, Little Rock, Memphis. Shreveport, Nashville, and the headline city, St. Louis, the main last city, St. Louis.
The last show. No,
actually, Columbia, South Carolina, Charlotte, Knoxville, and then they end the show in St. Louis and maybe Chicago if the promoter gets made enough money from other cities.
It's not going to Chicago. They're going to be in Champaign, Illinois.
They're going to do one in Peoria. They're going to do it in Peoria.
Yeah.
They're going to Champaign.
There's too many big cities in there.
There's way too many in there.
Kentucky got to get a piece of this somehow too.
Oh, you need some Paducah in there. If they don't stop by Paducah, then what the fuck are we doing on this tour?
Yeah.
They gonna put some international cities on there, but the concert gonna end before it get there. Like we had to stop the tour.
International is gonna be Ontario.
Yeah, hold on, we got listener comments coming. No one said, "Hold on, Rob. You see him at a preteam having a vibe."
Is vibe about a preteam?
Look, I didn't even know. This changes it up. We forgot Memphis. We've got Memphis on the tour.
Memphis and Gary, Indiana.
Gary,
yeah.
East Chicago.
They got a casino there. They got the casino there in Gary.
You might say Winston-Salem.
Montgomery, not Beham. Okay, I don't know. It's gonna be Beham.
What's the city where in Mississippi where the casino is?
Which one? They got a whole bunch.
Tunica. There you go.
Oh, but okay, so it's Tunica, not Memphis. It's in Tunica. So the show
Tunica from out west though, they gonna have to hit something out west, ain't they? Or do they gonna have to it's a bus tour?
No, this is really a bus tour. This is House Party 3 when Kid and Play brought that tour to Sex is a Weapon.
Yeah, it was Showboat.
Yeah, they ain't going nowhere past Dallas.
Yeah, we ain't leaving the Central Time Zone.
I think they go into Lincoln, Nebraska, personally, or Omaha.
Lisa,
Chuckalisa.
Shout out to her.
Hey, shout out to Chuckalisa, man.
Hey, look, this tour, RSVP. So in general, let's get back on topic real quick. Why
are there no more groups? Egos.
I would say money.
Money and ego.
Money and egos. Groups can't even stay together anymore because of money and egos. And I even feel like even if you are paying everybody the same amount, there's still going to be somebody who feels like they're bigger than the group. And or somebody's going to be in their ear being like, hey, you know, you should probably go solo. So I think once you have that lead singer or somebody that thinks they're the lead singer, it becomes that problem. And now people can't even do it. So now, like, you have groups that have broken up, and then you're piecing together, trying to put something back together for to give to the world. It's like, I don't want this broke ass group. Like, give me the people that he was with before. I don't want y'all to break it up. One of them casinos. Oh, Choctaw. He said one of them casinos in Oklahoma. You want to go to Choctaw?
It's the one that's like the biggest casino in the U.S. is in Oklahoma.
Is it Choctaw?
No, what is that one?
They're gonna be down in Muskogee, Oklahoma.
Muskogee got a really great, like, right. If you're on 69 heading from Dallas, or
no, it's the one. That's the one in Dallas. That's the one. That's the biggest one. The one that coming from Dallas.
Yeah, there's a Muskogee has an amazing quick trip there.
I've been through Oklahoma a lot of times, and they got some brisket in Muskogee that's special too.
It's WinStar Casino.
There you go.
That's the one. It's the biggest casino in the U.S.
Yeah.
So, Scott, what do you think about why there aren't any R&B groups?
I just think it's that money. Ain't nobody buying records for real no more. So, and then it's gonna be a fight after them first 5 nights of touring.
Somebody said Jacksonville. We got cities checking in. Jacksonville.
Yeah, I just think it's the money, man.
I think it's also because people don't break in like that no more. Like, people used to break in groups, and like groups used to be the method to get there. Like, you just don't see that happen no more. Like, everybody's doing their own thing on social media, doing their own thing, dropping their projects, and you just don't see people do it via a group because everybody in business for themselves.
Yeah, and then as far as like song breakdowns, even though you don't see it no more, you need a group to have a dope bridge, and the bridge is gone.
Talk to them. The bridge is over.
The bridge is over.
The bridge is over.
That's it. Yeah, I think it's the money in the labels also. The labels also look at tours, and they'll say, you know what? It's 5 dudes in this group, so I need 5 barbers. I need 5 stylists, because everybody gonna have their own people. I got 5 crews of people they're gonna be trying to bring on tour. And now you got 60 dudes on tour for just New Edition, because that's who I'm thinking about, because they literally had their own crews.
But to that point, then how the hell do you pull off a New Kids on the Block, Backstreet Boys tour? Because that's
you talking about now, or you talking about back?
Yeah, I mean, now they are consistent.
Oh, because they too old to have a crew. I'm talking about anybody new that's 23 years old.
The new guys, they want to have their own tour with me,
and like a whole bunch of people on tour with me. Scott on tour with me. Stacy, you want to come a couple of cities? Like, and y'all posted up and y'all got your own rooms.
And that's the problem. Everybody on tour with somebody else. It depends on who you asking. Is everybody tour?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is my tour. I just bring these niggas with me.
It turns into a Monique and DL Hughley situation of who's the headliner.
There it is.
So some of the songs these days aren't even 3 minutes. All right, good point.
Yeah.
And then bring Bridges back.
Bridges is gone. The bridge is over.
Bridge is over.
All right, let's wrap it on up. Stacy, where can people hit you up at?
Anywhere on the interweb, Stacy with the E, Ad with the Z, all one word.
All right, Scott, where can people hit you up at?
Hit me up everywhere, man. Cool ass Scott, all one word.
Check. All right, Matt. Thank you for coming on. This has been a long time coming since the slap heard across the world episode, which is still getting traction. That one episode is getting traction. Shout out
the slapathon.
It was an important moment for the culture, man. Happy to be associated with it.
So where can people hit you up at, though, Matt?
Oh, man, you know where I'm at, man. Cheap Seat Fan on Instagram. Cheap Seat Fan on Twitter again.
Got it back. We got it back, baby.
The 2-year beef is over. The 2-year beef is over. I'm here to see what's going to happen, man. I don't know. I barely use it, but if people start rocking on it, I'll start acting nowhere near like how I used to act on that.
Wait, you got
Matt?
What'd you say, Stacey?
You said what happened? Wait, 2 years? You got banned from Twitter?
No, I didn't get banned, man. See, the man held me down. You know what I'm saying? My Twitter page got hijacked. I had a verified account. I went and said, "Hey, I'm me. You know me. You told me I'm me, and let everybody else know I'm me." And they said, "We ain't got no record of that account ever existed." And I said, "Oh, you just erased my identity, huh?" So I had a 2-year beef with Twitter, but I brought it back because I needed it for my recent radio contract I just signed. I needed a tag, so I said I'll just run with the one I got.
All right, radio contract you
All
just
right,
signed.
congrats.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna bring Bridges back at all, but I will bring back incredibly slanted African American sports commentary to the radio. So that's
Okay.
All right, everybody, listen to us. Check us out. We appreciate y'all listening. We may do a live some other time soon. We love the interaction with everybody, and we will be back soon. Peace.